Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV for tonight's broadcast of race number 1 for the AA Steel. Oh, I just lost it. The Steel and Supply Midgets from the National Sim Racing Series for the NSRS. We have had a heck of a time here tonight at Lanier. Helping me in the broadcast booth, my name is Dominic Foss. Helping me, I've got our producer as well, Cole Duggar, sitting here in the booth. Cole, what do you think about how tonight's going to go?
Oh, I think it's going to be just wonderful, Dom. Looks like we've got a pretty good car count. A lot of people showed up tonight to show their support to the series, and they're going to get out there and do what they can in these little midgets.
Yeah, I'm looking at this. I don't see Kyle Larson out there trying to help out with the midgets and just take a win away. So I think we're going to have a pretty good one out there. But there you see, one of our producers, BJ Duvall's actually racing this one tonight. So kind of curious. Kind of want to put announcer's curse on him. But Alex isn't here, so it can't really be done.
I don't want to put a curse on him either, but at the same time, I've never seen BJ run a midget, so I can't tell you what I think he would do. But if Kyle Larson were here, it don't matter if it's a midget, a late model, a street stock, a horse and carriage. I'd put him on a horse in the Kentucky Derby and bet my house on it.
I mean, you got that one fact. He is a wheelman 100%. But Cole, give me your thoughts. We're still in practice session here. Gunnar Harris is quick time by about a tenth of a second. But look at this field. Who do you have your money on for this feature tonight?
Well, right now, just looking at it, I see two races really right now. And the track is still pretty new, and the track, it's got a long way to come in. So these things can change a lot as the track wears in. But right now, if you look at live time, and you can see there's basically two races. You've got the 13.9s to the 13.7, the 14.2s to the 14.6s. So I'm going to split this in my mind like an official series. So if we have split one, Gunnar Harris has got it by a lot on a tacky track. So I'm just going to give it to him in top split. Bottom split, I'm going to go with BJ Duvall. I'm going to do it.
So you think BJ Duvall will be able to work his way up there into about a top 7, maybe squeak into top 5 with a little bit of luck?
Yeah, I think if we say 7th down is bottom split, 6th up top split, I've got BJ in 7th, yeah.
Well, you know what? You're a bit braver than me. I've never driven the midgets more than about 3 laps around the Chili Bowl, and I couldn't make a single one of those laps in a good time.
I tell you, buddy, midgets are a lot of work. It's one of those things that it takes a lot of throttle control, not just like a big block or UMP, where when I say throttle control, I mean like very little throttle. I mean like it takes a lot of throttle when it's needed and a lot of no throttle when it's needed. And they really take a lot of steering wheel input. It's a very tiring car to drive and drive well.
Yeah, that's why I don't foresee myself racing a midget, just because, well, my arm gets a little bit tired pretty quick there, having a saw on a wheel for a while. Did it in the A-Mod the other night, or actually 2 weeks ago at our local track, and I was pretty tired by the end of that one. So I don't think a midget's for me in that situation.
Speaking of our current practice situation, Gunnar Harris knocked by Josh Walton and Clayton Tilley by quite a bit. That is just a bomb lap by Clayton Tilley. That is unbelievable.
That definitely is, but you see down there the 013 Aiden Beerline.
We got Aiden Beerline in here.
Aiden's been quick in a lot of things, so
Aiden to win. Aiden to win. Are you kidding me? That's who I'm taking. Aiden.
No, you already took your pick. All right, you can't.
For top split, I'm changing to Aiden Beerline.
I'm sorry, Cole. You can't take that up.
I did not know he was in here. Okay, that's not
because you didn't look at the timing. Your pick's already in. Ballots received. I don't have Aiden, though. But here we are. We're going into qualifying. We'll be doing single car qualifying, but I'm going to make my pick before this. I'm going to say Clayton Tilley is going to win this race.
Well, we'll just have to see how this finishes out and shakes out. But if I had just known Aiden Beerline had showed up tonight, oh, man, I would have put my win on that one. I've never seen anybody run some of the lines that Aiden Beerline can run and make them work. But
there you see the 2 car of Brent Carey on the track right now. It's got no sponsors on that car. Here he comes making this first qualifying time here on his out lap. Comes across.
Yeah, the out lap still in. 16.072. 15.
15.072. We got some quick clocks there coming through, but on the track as well right now, we got the 51 of Dalton Pereira for Tingy. Carbon copies and FK Shock, the Carbon Shock midget right there. Dalton Pereira getting his first lap in. Comes across the line. Can he go quick time there? Yes, he does with a 13.8. We're already seeing the discrepancy here, Cole.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see the results after this is all said and done. If we wind up with basically a 2-split race like what we saw from our practice time. Speaking of that, who we got on track now?
Right now, we got the 54 car of Gunnar Harris for AA Steel and Supply, Speed Shop 51, and the Rapid Rabbits design. You see him. He was quick time in practice for a while. He's at a 14.2 right now. Going to come across the line, try to make that a little bit quicker. Second lap there. He goes to a 13.815, just below Dalton. There you see right now, it's the 14 car of Blake Battles. Blake Battles in the Speed Shop 51, Lightning Wings and Powder Coating number 14. Good lap for the first one. Everyone's in the 13.8. Here he comes, rounding turn number 4 for lap number 2.
Looks like Battles with a 13.846 currently after that last lap.
There you see it is the 15V of Cole Vanderheiden for Team Forward Bike, Randy Vanderheiden Trucking LLC, the Gina V Physical Therapy. First lap come across the 14.204. Second lap coming across right now, and see if he can go any quicker on this time by. He goes a little bit quicker, stays in fourth, though, so 14.146. On the track now, you've got the 2 car of Caden Falkerts. No sponsor of that car as well, too. First lap of 14.436. Coming across turn number 3 and 4. Everyone's saying a bit lower, though. Cole,
Yeah.
I don't know if that seems to be the line right now for these midgets.
Yeah, that line is a good 2 car widths higher than anybody else we've seen on track so far. And what's really surprised me is nobody has taken a speed lap just to go and gain some speed before laying down a real burner. You see people will do that in the big blocks or the late models. They'll go get up to speed, and the next thing you know, their next lap, oh my God,
There you see BJ Duval getting a little bit sideways there in the Team Outlaw Motorsports UDT and World of Thunder midget, but he is 5th quick right now. It's a 14.418. So, getting a little bit there. But as we saw, Clayton Tilley, Aiden Beerline have yet to actually qualify. So they might actually take that lap you're talking about, get a little bit quicker, sacrifice your first lap to get more speed for that second lap.
Yeah, you'll see that a lot in some of the sheet metal cars. People will run a higher or sometimes a lower, just depending on what carries more corner speed by the flag stand. But they'll do something that's not as good on lap 1 just to make lap 2 really good.
And we've seen Alex Bergeron do that multiple times for our broadcast before. He'll just sacrifice that first lap just so we can get in there. But, Cole, I think we're in group number 2 for qualifying there as we see some times coming in. Matt Dixon on the track right now.
Brent Carey, I believe.
Oh, there is Matt Dixon with a 14.071. 4th quickest right now. Pretty good lap he put down. He's going, saw right there about 2 lanes up when everyone else was running, though. But he doesn't improve on that lap right there. Stays with the 14.037 in 4th place. But here's Clayton Tilley on the track right now. Clayton Tilley.
Look at the behavior of that car and the way he comes around. It's unlike anything else we've seen so far.
It definitely is. But there he is. That Speed Shot 51 goes quick time with a 13.701. First lap coming across that second one right now. All on the bottom side. He was real low on that one. Can he improve? He does not. Still quick time though with a 13.701. And that was a lap right there. But here you see is the 81 car of Joshua Walton. Josh Walton on the track. Lap number 1 was good enough for 4th quick. He's a little bit higher coming out of turn number 4. We've seen quite a few people out on that one, and does not improve to a 13.835. I think this track's starting to speed up a little bit.
I believe he actually touched the wall. So it may have only counted as first.
Yeah, that definitely is possible there. But you see, two people left to qualify. You got Caleb Winks, Aiden Beerline.
I'll tell you, Dom, I've never seen Aiden run a midget, but if he runs it the way he runs a 410 sprint car, everybody else pack up and go home. I'm telling you, he's a real wheel man.
He is pretty quick there, but you see qualifying is ending. Clayton Tilley is your quick time by just over a tenth. And Cole, I told you before, you picked Gunnar Harris to win this, but I've got Clayton Tilley winning this whole thing tonight.
Yeah, but I've still got BJ in second split. So from seventh down, I think those practice times really showed where we're at because they practiced together on track, kind of like they will be in a racing scenario. So I really see this being a two-split deal. Why don't you run us down our starting lineup there?
There you go. Heat race number 1. Your starting grid on the pole, the 13 of Sean Sheehan. To the outside, it's the 14 of Blake Battles.
We're starting behind them in P3, Gunnar Harris. Starting to his outside in P4, Clayton Tilley.
And in 5th place is a 96 of Mark Gerbert. And to his outside, the 12 of Caden Folkerts.
Starting next row back in P7, we've got Aiden Beerline. Starting to his outside, Caleb Winks.
And for those of you who might be a bit curious right now as to why Clayton Tilley went quick time and started 4th, we are actually inverting. So this league will invert. So being quick time, it's a bit of bragging rights for you. Let you know what you've got in the car, but you do start a bit farther back, and that could potentially hurt you later on down the road as you're trying to battle for one of those final transfer spots.
Yeah, Dom, the old world of outlaws, invert format, forcing people to get up on that steering wheel and make something happen.
Yeah, but it definitely makes for good racing. You'll see the cream always rises to the top. Clayton Tilley was a tenth of a second faster than everyone, that Speed Shop 51 machine, and you've got to imagine he's got something for people there. But to his inside, another Speed Shop 51 driver of Gunnar Harris. So this should be a pretty good one. You got to assume they're pretty close on setups right there.
So this is heat number 1 of 2 with top 2 going to the feature, Dom, as the pace truck is off and they are underway exiting out of turn 4 as they enter turn 1. Sean Sheeman taking the field away.
There you see, though, the Speed Shop 51 cars already battling for the lead right there to run a bit lighter. Gunnar Harris, though, throws a major slide job coming off of turn number 4. Clayton Tilley, though, on the bottom side, carrying a little bit more speed, taking the lead right there. Gunnar Harris trying to track him down. This looks like it'd be a Speed Shop 51 battle for the lead.
Yeah, those two cars are definitely dominant. We saw that in practice. We saw that in qualifying, and it took exactly 1 lap for them to get to where they were competing against each other.
Yeah, the invert did not hurt Clayton Tilley at all, as it took him a lap to take his lead back. He is quick. He is trying to check out, but Gunnar Harris is hot on his tail tank, not letting him get away, but makes a little bit of mistake. Tilley to the bottom side. It seems to be mentioned, but Tilley gets a little loose there, giving Gunnar Harris a chance to catch up.
Yeah, but you look at the behavior of Tilley's car, and you don't see anything else on the racetrack that is pointed into that inside wall quite like his is. It's really, the behavior is completely different.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know much about midgets. I do know in a late model, you do something like that, you're going to be slowing down a lot, but Tilley's got something figured out there. He's moving up the track just a little bit. Gunnar Harris trying to get him down, but it is the white, or we are 2 to go this time by. Tilley looking to take us to white flag. Gunnar Harris falling back. Clayton Tilley is continuing his dominance from qualifying right there. White flag this time by Tilley with a commanding lead.
Yeah, Dom, I think as we get into the feature tonight, it'll be really interesting to see what happens between Harris and Tilley as the track develops on, because right now Tilley's definitely dominant on this fresher track. I would put this right now at less than 20% track wear. So as we move on to the feature tonight, it'd be really interesting to see how these two wind up fighting each other.
It definitely will be, but there you see Clayton Tilley with a dominant heat race number 1 victory. Speed Shop 51 coming in hot. You see Clayton Tilley, Gunnar Harris, both advanced to the A main. Blake Battles, Sean Sheehan, Mark Gerbert, Caden Folkerts, and Aiden Beerline and Caleb Winks did not make grid tonight.
Well, maybe it's better for everybody else that Aiden didn't make it, because I don't know. I don't know if this would have ended entirely differently.
But there you see heat race number 2. And on the pole for Slide Job City Motorsports, it is the 1 car of Cole. 2 is outside. The 16 of Lightning Sim Racing. It's Matt Dixon.
Starting the next row back in P3 from Momentum Sim Sports is Josh Walton in the 81 machine. Starting to his outside is Dalton Perea in the 51.
And starting in 5th, it's your pick right there for Team Outlaw Motorsports, attentive BJ Duval. 2 is inside, 2 is outside. It's the 2 for Carey's Racing, Brent Carey, and rounding out the field
is me.
You're up here, so I don't think you're rounding out this field tonight.
Oh, that's just what you think.
Well, I'm
driving on mouse and keyboard, buddy. I'm driving from the booth, mouse and keyboard. You just watch. I'm going to put on a great show.
You might want to go to the inside track, then that's where the RC cars are, bud.
Well, looks like lights are out on the pace truck. We're going to be taking the green flag this next time by.
Yeah, there you have it. Lights out. We saw Clayton Tilley. Took him 1 lap to get up there to the front. You've got to imagine that, Dalton Perea is looking for the same thing right there. So it's kind of an interesting one there. But there you see Joshua Walton on the inside of the Speed Shop 51 car. Those 2 cars were fast. In heat race number 1, he's looking to continue that trend. But there you go. Matt Dixon, that Ford bite machine, taking us to the green flag. Somebody's got a commanding lead, though, coming off that corner.
Yeah, let's watch Walton closely and see if he can pull off what Tilley did as he goes inside of the Matt Dixon machine and gets the spot, racing by the flag stand.
Yeah, you see Josh Walton, Matt Dixon, but Cole Vanderheiden is on the leading this field, but he's got company coming from that Speed Shop 51 machine of Joshua Walton. Matt Dixon, though, is trying to hold on to as best he can, but there's a little bit of contact, though. There you see.
Yeah, Josh Walton throwing the right door into Vanderheiden there for the spot. That's unfortunate. We'll go under yellow and get him lined back up. Here's your UltimateDirtTV instant replay.
There you see, he just came in the corner a little bit hot. Vanderheiden, commanding lead in the corner. He tries to throw it in and just a little bit too hard there. Gets him turned around, but is able to keep it going. Hopefully nothing broke on that suspension, though. And he's able to keep going just forward.
Yeah, nothing apparently damaged there, and maybe he'll be able to bring it back. He was definitely fast. I'm not sure he was P1 fast, but definitely P2 behind Walton for sure. But I don't think Walton intended to do that. I think he was trying to carry as much corner speed as he could, because you could see in the replay just before he made contact, that car was almost 90 degrees to the inside wall as he was trying to get that speed off. So
yeah, we saw Clayton Tilley with a car about the same way, but he had a lot of speed coming off of that one. There you go. Looks like the lights are going to be out on the pace truck. We should be going green this time by.
Single file.
And you heard it there, a single file restart. Going to benefit Josh Walton, though, the most. But Cole Vanderheiden now on the outside looking in. Going to have to make a couple spots here in the last 5 laps. Benefits BJ Duval the most, so Duval goes up 1 more spot. He's locked in for that feature tonight, but Josh Walton with a great start off that one.
Yeah, BJ Duval not doing bad himself either, but look at the dominance of Joshua Walton as he just tears away from the field, and you'll see that a lot on single file restarts. It's very beneficial to the leader unless the rest of the field knows how to appropriately do a single file restart. You really want to leave more space between the cars than you normally would.
Yeah, it definitely makes it a little bit different. Josh Walton was running that highline for a bit, allowed Matt Dixon to catch him. And Dixon's now hot on the tail tank there. He's got 3 laps left to get this done, but you see Walton run a little bit higher up. Walton got into the wall right there. Matt Dixon coming across, though. 2 laps left to go. Perea trying to make something work there, but he's just a little bit outside that final transfer spot. Joshua Walton, though, staying to that bottom side. Dixon going to make a diamond. White flag this time by Josh Walton, looking to make good on that and make Speed Shot 51 a two-time winner in this heat race.
Yes, sir. Last lap by Josh Walton, 4/10 faster than Matt Dixon.
There you see Josh Walton, Matt Dixon, Dalton Perea, Cole Vanderheim, and BJ Duvall went from 3rd to 5th on that last restart there. You know, he definitely said he wasn't a midget guy, but here's your official results. Josh Walton, Matt Dixon going to the A main. Dalton Perea, Cole Vanderheim, BJ Duvall, Brent Carey, and Cole, I told you weren't running that one.
Well, I just thought I would do us all a favor and focus on broadcasting.
Yeah, we definitely didn't want you down there, running a little RC car on the inside track thinking you're faster than everyone around. So
I don't know. Some of those RC cars, they can get going, man.
That they definitely can, but I believe we are currently in a warm-up right now, if I remember correctly.
Yes, this should be a warm-up.
So we will take a minute to step aside. Thanks to some of our amazing sponsors here at Ultimate Dirt TV. We'll be right back with the action. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Ultimate Dirt TV for the AA Steel Supply Midgets, presented by NSRS. It is almost feature time, and Cole, you must be feeling a bit lucky there because your pick, Gunnar Harris, after a bit of an invert, is actually starting outside pole on this one, and my pick is starting in fourth.
Yes, sir. That invert can work out in mysterious ways. But as we saw in the heat races, the invert does not necessarily matter because, like you said, the cream will rise to the top. And so, when you have these really dominant forces like Tilley and Walton, even if there is an invert, it really doesn't matter.
That is a fact. But here you go. Your feature lineup starting in 12th. It is the 2 for Carey's Racing, Brent Carey, to his inside the 12 of Caden Folkerts.
Starting outside the next row forward from Team Outlaw Motorsports is the number 10 of BJ Duvall. Starting to his inside in P9 is Mark Gebhardt in the 96 machine.
Starting at 8th for Slide Job City Motorsports, it is Cole, to his inside the 13 of Sean Sheehan.
Starting the next row forward in P6 in the 51 machine is Dalton Perea. Starting to his inside in 5th is Blake Battles in the 14 machine.
And here you go, a bit of an invert for your top 2 rows. In 4th, it is the 17 machine of Clayton Tilley. Starting in 3rd, it'll be the 81 of Joshua Walton. Starting in 2nd, as we said before, is the 554 of Gunnar Harris. And on the pole tonight for Lightning Sim Racing is the 16 of Matt Dixon.
Here we are getting them lined up as we get ready to go underway. This should be a great race. How long is the feature tonight, Dom?
I believe it's 30 laps, I remember correctly, Cole.
Now, 30 laps will go quick in 12 seconds.
It definitely will. And you saw the times these guys were running, some pretty quick lap times there. So, pretty quick lap times. BJ Duvall gonna hope to make you proud on that one, but lights are out. Matt Dixon looks to be taking us. Nope, I believe we are going to have.
Is it a 4-wide salute?
I believe we're going to be doing a 4-wide salute right now. And yes, there it is right there. You see it, folks. They're lining up for the most beautiful sight in racing. 4-wide, 4x4x4.
For the fans.
You, the fans, and all the sponsors here tonight.
Yes, the greatest sight in all of racing. Their way of saying thank you for watching, thank you for showing up, and thank you for tuning into the broadcast.
Yeah, but Cole, let's take a minute to talk about the picks here. You see on that front row, 3 of the top 4 starters, Speed Shop 51 cars. You see, Cole Vanderheiden in that Ford bite machine. That's a bit of a newer company, but they have a pretty good philosophy there. They're known for their midget and their micro sprint racing.
Yes, sir.
Speed Shop about this is he was quick the entire time until a little bit of an incident. How do you think he's going to do on that, Cole?
Like the rest of the Speed Shop 51 machines. I mean, at this point, you would be crazy not to say dominant because they seem to have it figured out.
Yeah, they definitely do. But here you see they're going back to the original lineups, going to get everything all set, ready to go. And I believe we should be going on lap number 5 here. We should be taking this green flag, so I believe we're going to be coming around one more time.
Yeah, I do believe usually they go on lap 5 of a 4-wide.
I said, front row, Matt Dixon, Gunnar Harris, Clayton Tilley, Joshua Walton. We saw Tilley. He started 4th in his heat race, only took him a lap to get to the front, but he did not have those other machines in front of him, though, on his inside.
Cars are stacking up, getting ready to go this time out of turn 4. And like you said, Dom, this is going to be definitely one to see as we've got Harris, Dixon, Walton, and Tilley all ready to fight it out.
Yeah, so we got one more lap around. It looks like the race admin did not like the way that was going. Probably a little bit too spread out for him. So We're going to get it all tightened up here, and I believe we're going to be going green this time by.
Yeah, these midgets look like they can be a handful to pace, and it can be easier for a field to stay stacked behind a pace truck. So sometimes it can be difficult to get them lined back up after a 4-wide.
Yeah, but there you see they're getting nice and tight, ready to go. Matt Dixon takes us to the green. But there you sit. Look at that run. Clayton Tilley trying to make it work on the outside. Matt Dixon under fire, though, from 3 Speed Shop 51 cars. We are 3 wide going into turn number 4. Gunnar Harris, though, with a major slide job, gets turned under, though, but Gunnar Harris will take us down to lap number 1. Joshua Walton looking to the inside.
Yes, sir. Harris is on a tear, forced up top by the fact that they were 3 wide for almost 2 corners as he tries to run down Walton and Tilley.
There you see the Speed Shop 51 cars continuing their dominance. Walton, Harris, Tilley looking to the inside right now. They're trying to make it a 3-wide battle, but
Yellow flag is out.
On that, yellow flag is out. Unfortunately, what a run we had going. I believe it was
Dalton Perea that brought out the yellow.
Unfortunately, Dalton Perea, our Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay will take a look at this one. There you see Perea going off the back front stretch into turn number 1. Just gets a little bit sideways, and and that actually looks like BJ Duvall.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it did say he was involved in the accident, and I believe what we see happens here. I don't know if we have time to rewind and go back or not. We may, but what you can see happen is I believe Perea had a virtual mechanical failure. And I believe BJ Duvall slowed down as he saw the virtual mechanical failure happening in front of him. And as BJ Duvall lets off the throttle, he gets run over by the car behind him. So it's really unfortunate the way that worked out.
It definitely is. But there you see we should be getting back to our live scoring here. I believe we're about to go green again. There you see BJ Duvall getting that car worked on a little bit inside the pit area.
Do you know if they have quick repairs in this one, Don?
I believe they have a quick repair, but there you see Joshua Walton on the loud pedal getting us started again this time by, but he is up high into that wall. Gunnar Harris looking to the inside, but Josh Walton with the run off the top. Clayton Tilley biding his time in third, coming out back up, but Joshua Walton with the runs from the top side. And Cole, I think that top side might be starting to come in a bit as you see these runs keeping him in the lead.
Yeah, Joshua Walton making a great run with a lot of momentum on the top. We saw Clayton Tilley was running the bottom with Gunnar Harris there, but I believe Gunnar was holding him up, and I think he's moved up to try to make something work as we see Harris take to the top now. This is going to shake everything up for our top 3.
Yeah, it definitely will there, but you see Gunnar Harris putting the pressure on Joshua Walton, Clayton Tilley, all 3 drivers going to the inside there. What a battle we got going for the front side, though. Joshua Walton gets a good run coming off the corner. You see a couple of cars railing that top side, but the bottom side looks to be the spot to run. As now Gunnar Harris under fire from Clayton Tilley, slams the door on Tilley. Gunnar Harris, so Tilley going to look back to the inside again, but not going to make it stick this time by.
Yes, sir, Don. This is a repeat of what we just saw 3 laps ago. You've got Harris saying not today to Tilley as they both run the bottom end trying to make something happen. And what we saw that last time was Tilley went to the top behind Walton to try to get around Harris, and then Harris went up to the top too and said, "You're not coming by me." So as he takes to the top now, we'll see what he does.
Yeah, Clayton Tilley trying to search and find a couple different lines there with the momentum into the corner. That bottom side looks to be the way to go right now. Tilley, trying to make it work. It only took him 1 lap to get to the front of the feature, having a bit harder time, though. As you got to imagine, these Speed Shop 51 cars, they've got these setups dialed up as they are trying to look to take a podium finish tonight. Josh Walton, though, loving the battle that was going on behind, but now it's kind of dying down.
Speaking of the battle, though,
chance to get through.
Speaking of a battle, we've got a battle between Cole Vanderhayden and Sean Sheehan for P6, and also now for P5 as well back there.
Yeah, Blake Battles under fire. Cole Vanderhayden, he looked good throughout that race.
Oh, I believe we lost the tracking of the car because Vanderhayden blinked. We're going to have to go back to another car. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Matt Dixon, he had a pretty good start there. He started on the pole, but now he's in fourth. Trying to catch up to Clayton Tilley, Gunnar Harris, and Josh Walton, but these guys have made this bottom side work. As there you see Gunnar Harris still trying to run down Walton, but it looks like we have a yellow on the speedway, and that was the run that he needed. And I believe that's Cole Vanderheiden right there.
Yes, sir. Unfortunately, yellow not flagged on our live timing. This one may be difficult to find.
Yeah, he looked to be around a little bit. I'm going to guess, he had a little bit of an issue with his internet connection, which can happen here in iRacing, but...
Well, it's a virtual mechanical failure. It's just like a real car. If you can have steering wheel problems, you can have force feedback problems, you can have internet problems. It's no different than real racing in that aspect that, anything can and will happen.
And definitely. It definitely can, but you know what, Cole? We are over halfway done. We have just over 15 laps, I believe 16 laps left in this race. Joshua Walton, Gunnar Harris, and Clayton Tilley have looked strong this time by. Joshua Walton was starting to come under fire from Gunnar Harris, and Clayton Tilley moved to that top side, trying to find a run there, and I'm curious to see how it would have worked before that caution came out.
Yeah, well, we're starting to see a lot of track wear around the bottom. I don't know with basically 14, 15 laps to go if we're going to see the bottom completely gone. Because even though that groove is very small, these cars are also very small. Speaking of small, there's very little room in between these cars as we take the green flag.
Definitely is. And you see Clayton Tilley on that top side again. Josh Walton, Gunnar Harris trying to battle that out for first. Tilley, though, starting to get some runs off the top side. All three cars identical lap time the entire way through.
Yeah, I'm seeing Josh Walton. Josh Walton with a 15.046, Gunnar Harris a 15.046, Clayton Tilley a 15.052. They're in a league of their own as Matt Dixon on a 15.421.
You see Clayton Tilley looking to the inside there. He was actually a 10th quicker that last lap by, running that top line. He has to go to the bottom around and gets the door slammed him by Gunnar Harris. Slide up on Joshua Walton. Walton going to turn their name, though. And she's going to try a slide job again, going into turn number 3. And that could open the door for Tilley, but caution is back out on the speedway. You know what they say, Cole? Cautions breed cautions.
They do. That one was BJ Duvall, unfortunately, my pick for bottom split of this heat.
So you put the announcer's curse on him. I see how.
I wouldn't think that I was capable of such a thing, but you never know.
Yeah, but here's your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay, and BJ Duvall just getting into the wall a little bit, tapping that right rear tire, and that was all she wrote. You said it before that these cars are a handful to drive, and you got to imagine just a little tap will make them go awry just like that.
What we may be seeing too. This is a lot. 30 laps is a long race in a midget. This car is a handful. It is actively trying to kill you, and you may be seeing drivers who are starting to get a little fatigued. They're not as focused now as they were 10 laps ago. That definitely could be a factor.
Yeah, you got to imagine that might have a thing to do with BJ Duvall there, but getting word over the race receiver, he says he was broke, so maybe that prior caution that he was involved in hurt his suspension a little bit, so he couldn't turn the car the way he wanted to.
It could be. I'm also receiving word from the infield hospital that he is okay.
Well, that's good to hear. Joshua Walton, take us to a green flag, though. Gunnar Harris on the bottom side. But take a look. Josh Walton and Clayton Tilley on the outside. Gunnar Harris, though, sticking to his inside line. Now sliding up in front of Tilley. We got a contact back in the back. And I believe that was Sean Sheehan with a little bit of contact, and yellow flag is out again as he went around.
Yeah, that restart was a tough one there. And like I say, they may be feeling some fatigue going on right now. This is a long race for a midget. Let's see here as we go back to the Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. You can see them ripping the top side. Oh no, as they make contact going into 3. Just throws the door in there. Very little contact, but just enough to upset that little car as he tries to get it straightened back out.
Yeah, I believe that Sean Sheehan didn't expect him to get as loose as he did going in and just got a better run coming into the corner than what was expected from that one. So pretty interesting to see there, just a little bit of run, but we are now under 10 laps to go, 9 laps left in this race. And it has been a dominant showing from Joshua Walton. He has not lost his lead yet. Took the lead, lost it a few times just, on the backstretch, but actually has led most of the laps tonight.
Walton needs
the green flag.
Walton needs to be watching out for his teammates over at Speed Shop 51. The lap before we took yellow, he was a full 10th slower than Gunnar Harris and Clayton Tilley.
Yeah, you've got to imagine that these two are done biding their time and waiting patiently as Tilley looks to the bottom side of Harris. So that top side momentum really carrying them through as they are going to the bottom side. Tilley going to go up. Harris barely transfers under him, though. But now it's a whole different battle as Tilley's on that top side. Gunnar Harris is in the inside lane. It's a drag race down the start-finish line. But Tilley now in second place around that top, getting that momentum going for him. But caution is out again.
Yeah, that one's going to be on Dalton Perea.
Here we go, your Ultimate Dirt TV instant replay. We take a look at Dalton Perea here, just falling back a little bit. Car might have a little bit of issue. Gets into the inside wall. Same we saw BJ Duval do. A little bit to upset it, but got it turned back around, but was about to impede some progress with some people coming through just in case. So better be safe than sorry on any cautions out there for these drivers.
Yeah, for sure. And it also gives the infield track workers a chance to check the wall, make sure it's still sound, and make sure there's no debris stuck in the mud on the racetrack.
Well, I heard they're still picking pieces of BJ Duval's midget out of the outside wall. So, he must have put a pretty good dent inside that thing.
Yeah, these little cars don't weigh much, but they're going fast. Out of turn 4 as we speak. Josh Walton taking the lead, firing them off out of the corner.
And there you see Gunnar Harris trying to take that inside again. Walton and Tilley on the outside. Harris a little bit closer this time coming out of turn number 2. But it's that momentum coming out of 4 that really hurts him. As there you see Clayton Tilley put him under fire. Joshua Walton got a good run there. He's now to the bottom side. Tilley staying on that top side, though, trying to make that top side eat. He is known for that in the sprint cars. And it would only make sense he'd do it in the midget there as Gunnar Harris going to try and slide up there in front of Tilley. Now they are single file going on the top side again. All 3 cars up top. There's a battle for the 5th spot as well, too, between 4th spot between Matt Dixon and Blake Battles. But Clayton Tilley and Gunnar Harris staying side by side there. But Joshua Walton loves this, and he gets to run away with this lead right now.
Yeah, smart move, by Gunnar Harris to come up to the top when he did, because Tilley was getting ready to come by him. The last lap before he changed from the bottom to the top, Walton and Tilley were on a 15-1, and Harris was on a 15-2 just before he came to the top. So definitely a very smart move. That's a man that can read the racetrack and figure out what he needs to do.
Yeah, definitely a smart move there, moving to that top side. But you see Joshua Walton playing it safe on the bottom. 3 laps left to go in this race. Playing it safe might hurt you, though, as now Gunnar Harris is hot on his tail tank, trying to make something work. They're both railing that top side right now. Joshua Walton, Gunnar Harris on the outside cushion. 2 laps to go this time by.
Right now, my money, Dom, is on Walton just because he's been running the top this entire time while Gunnar has been on the bottom. So I feel like he's going to be more prepared for this top as these last laps come to an end.
Yeah, here you go. White flag this time by Gunnar Harris. Going to try and make something work from that bottom side. Going to try and throw a slide job here. Walton, though, going to turn underneath him for the momentum. It's going to be a drag race down the finish. Walton goes to the bottom side, protect that slide job. Harris trying to make something work. They touch a little bit, but it's going to be Joshua Walton, Gunnar Harris, and Clayton Tilley. Your top 3 now. Speed Shop 51 will sweep the podium.
Yeah, that was a great showing tonight by Speed Shop 51. Also, what a race to the finish line. That was so close. If Walton hadn't shut the door on Harris the way he did coming out of turn 4, I believe Harris would have beat him.
Yeah, Harris definitely was making his way up there, but Your official results will be on the screen here soon. There you see Joshua Walton, Gunnar Harris, Clayton Tilley, Matt Dixon, Blake Battle, Sean Sheehan, Dalton Perea, Caden Falkers, and Brent Carey and Mark Gebert will round out your top 10 with BJ Duval, Cole Vanderheiden, both in the pits after contact. Aiden Beerline, Cole didn't make it, and Caleb Winks did not make the call tonight. But we will take a minute to step aside while we go down to Victory Lane and thank a sponsor real fast. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ultimate Dirt TV for the AA Steel Supply Dirt Midget Series presented by the NSRS. We are here. I caught up with Clayton Tilley, your third place finisher tonight. And Tilley, walk us through how that last couple laps went for you.
Yeah, we had that last yellow there with 4 or 5 to go, and I made a few shock adjustments, and they were just the wrong thing there. It was sort of, when I could get a few laps together on the top there, it was sort of all right, but I was just too inconsistent to sort of get past those two. But at the end of the day, they're on the same setups. They're both Speed Shop 51 cars, so it's good. I don't mind following them cars.
Yeah, Clayton, I actually had you picked for this race during practice itself. You know, thinking that you were going to be quick time all throughout. You looked dominant in your heat race, you know, going from fourth to first in one lap, and you look like you had a top side going, but you said the shock adjustments just didn't work for you. But you got to be pretty proud, though, those other Speed Shop 51 guys up front.
Absolutely, you know, it's good to see some different names up there in the mix. And, yeah, I mean, the more that other guys win with our setups, the more it proves that it's not just, you know, it's not dodgy setups or anything like that. We're sending out the real deal. So we got, you know, Gunnar up there. He's running really well in all sorts of league races and official races. So sort of proves our point, I suppose.
Yeah, it definitely does. Well, take a minute. Thank the sponsor on the side of that car. I know you probably got a lot more that's on that midget right now for getting you into third place.
Really just got to thank all the guys at Momentum, Josh, and all the other fellas that chip in, and all our sponsors, Speed Shop 51, Racecraft Simulations, CT Designs, Everything Dirt, Verdict Clothing, Speed Shop 51, better not forget them. And, yeah, all the other guys that chip in on the cars, a few others that I've forgotten, I'm sure. But, yeah, you guys for putting the broadcast on, and Tyler for the league, and cheers.
All right. And that was your third place finisher, Clayton Tilley. I believe Cole has caught up to our second place driver of Gunnar Harris.
That's right, Dom. I'm down here in Victory Lane as we interview second place runner-up, Gunnar Harris. Gunnar, how are you doing tonight? Walk me through those last few laps. What was going through your mind?
Yeah, man. That was, you know, it was quite the race, and I didn't really know where to go because Josh and me were on the bottom, and you know, I wasn't too sure on where exactly to run. And then, you know, it was, you know, quite a bit of pressure. I had, you know, a Speed Shop in front of me and behind me, and it was quite the race.
Well, you know, Gunnar, I remarked on you later in the race. There was a period there where you and Tilley were both on the bottom with Walton up top, and there was a point where Tilley had gone to the top, and I really looked for him to make a pass on you for second at that point. But then, and you were almost a tenth off between the two of them, and then just as I'm saying it, boom, you change, you're up top, you're checking out. So you definitely know how to read the racetrack, and you know how to do what you need to do to get it done. And you almost got Walton at the line. If he had not closed that door, I think you actually could have beat him out of 4.
Yeah, I was close, and I threw that slider into 1, and then I knew he was gonna throw that block, but I was hoping he would slide up, and he did just a little bit, but he just got me. But
yeah, that was some excellent racing though from all three Speed Shop 51 machines. Speaking of that, is there anybody you need to thank for helping you get here to the track tonight? Work on the car? Anybody at all?
AA Soul and Supply for sure, and of course Speed Shop and Rabbit Designs for the clean look.
All right, there. Well, you have it from position number 2, Gunnar Harris. I'm going to send it back to Dominic Foster now as we catch up with your race winner, Josh Walton. Dom, can you hear me down there in victory lane?
Yeah, it's a little loud down here. Josh has been screaming, trying to do a couple backflips back here down in the victory lane. But Josh, you've got to feel good about that, leading the entire race throughout.
Yeah, mate. It was definitely a good race. Good battle with the other Speed Shop 51 guys there at the end. Yeah, it was good. Track was good. Everyone was good. Small field, but pretty much anyone, the sort of top half of the field could have taken that one.
Yeah, it was starting to get a little bit of a nail biter towards the end there as Gunnar Harris was starting to run you down a little bit. He threw that slide job on the last lap. So what was your thoughts for that last little bit, that last lap there?
Yeah, no, he's been doing really good lately. It's good to see. Another Speed Shop 51 car out there with some setups in him, and yeah, it's good. I knew he was going to throw that slider, so if I knew I had to cross him up and keep it nice and straight through the slick and get a good run down into 3 and 4 there, and sort of try and keep it tight on the bottom because that was the place to be in 3 and 4. Yeah, managed to just get it done.
You definitely did there. Well, Josh, I'm going to let you get back to celebrating. Try and land a couple more of those backflips. You've been missing a few times, but who would you like to thank for helping you get to victory lane tonight?
Yeah, mate, I think I'll be off to the chiropractor after tonight. Yeah, just big thanks to Speed Shop 51, boys at Momentum. Want to set up, come and hit us up. We're more than happy to help. Everything Dirt, Verdict Clothing, CT Designs for the nice paints, racecraft simulations, and yeah, everyone that puts this league on and gets it happening.
All right, and that was your winner tonight, Josh Wall, with a dominating performance. And Cole, I've got to say that might have been a best midget race I've watched in a while, aside from the Chili Bowl, really and truly.
Yeah, that was a really good run, really good show and putting on by everybody involved. Not just we've remarked quite a bit about the Speed Shop 51 guys bringing in that sweep of the podium, but we did see quite a battle going on back there for 6th and 7th with Sean Sheeman and Dalton Perea. And Blake Battles too. It was a great race all the way around. Everybody involved put on a great showing. I just want to take a second to thank the drivers for putting on such a great race tonight.
Yeah, it was definitely a pretty good race throughout the entire night, but that will be it for us from night number 1. And Cole, your picks didn't work out. So hopefully night number 2, next Monday night, we'll be able to do the same thing and get you a little bit better pick this time.
Yeah, maybe it'll work out next Monday. We'll just have to see. Make sure anybody watching, if you want to see what happens with that, you tune in and you watch.
And for any drivers who want to race this league, make sure to hit up Tyler LaPointe for the National Sim Racing Series, as they are still accepting drivers for this midget league. But for myself, Dominic Foster, here in the booth for Cole Duggar, announcing and also producing tonight, and all of our great sponsors here, UltimateDirtTV. Thank you and good night, ladies and gentlemen.